Hi everyone, I'm Colin and welcome to Cafe Lista, the channel where you'll learn everything about coffee. Today we're tackling a question many people have when using a bean-to-cup machine. Does it consume too much water? And more specifically, why are there rinse cycles? What is it for? So today we're going to look into why those machines rinse their nozzles, if we can disable this cycle, and what it actually means for water consumption. Is it a lot? I'll also share tips on how to reuse this water to prevent waste. So let's dive in. Why do bean-to-cup machines rinse their nozzles? If you have one, I'm sure you've seen that. Water is coming out here when you turn on the machine, and this is the same process when you turn it off. So is it really necessary? Well, the answer is yes, for two reasons. First, for internal cleaning. This rinse cycle clears coffee residue and maintains a proper hygiene in the machine circuits. This helps prevent coffee particles and coffee oils from building up over time, which you might know but could alter the taste of your espresso and the proper use of the machine. It's also important to preheat the machine. Rinsing also helps to warm up the machine, and often the first coffee comes out a little bit lukewarm. It is normal on almost all machines. This quick rinse helps stabilize the temperature, ensuring that your coffee is hot enough from the first extraction, or at least not too cold. So yes, it's normal, and I think it's an essential step for your machine's performance. Now, can you turn off the rinse cycle? Some models actually allow you to disable or change this cycle, but is it a good idea? Personally, I wouldn't recommend it. Why? Well, for the first two reasons I mentioned just before. First, it is really important to clear the residues, coffee oil, and also a little bit of lime scale. And as I mentioned, preheating without rinsing the machine won't reach its optimal temperature, which will make your first espresso even colder. Now another question I see a lot, does it use a lot of water? So let's break down numbers to see if this rinse cycle really causes significant water waste. So generally, a bean-to-cup machine uses between 2 and 2.7 ounces of water, which is 60 to 80 milliliters, during rinsing at startup and shutdown. So this can vary depending on the model, on the brand, on your usage. For instance, here with the Magnifica Evo, I found about 1.7 or 50 milliliters for startup and 20 milliliters for shutdown. With the new KitchenAid here, it changed and it depends a little bit. I have between 1 ounce and 1.5 for startup and shutdown. It could be more if you haven't used the machine for a few days, but you see the idea here. Let's say you turn your machine twice a day, which will be around 4.7 ounce, which is 140 milliliters every day. So it's just an estimate, but let's see. Over a year, that's roughly 18 gallons or 51 liters. And for someone who turned the machine maybe 4 times, we will be at 100 liters of water, or 26 gallons. So now, what do we do with those numbers? Well, we might think it's a lot, but let's put it in perspective. A 10-minute shower will use between 100 and 150 liters, or 40 gallons, and a bath will use almost twice as that. So in one day and a 10-minute shower, you will already use more water than this machine in a year. There are plenty of other comparisons, but the point is, yes, this machine uses some water, but it's not extreme, it's not too much. So there might be things to criticize on the bean-to-cup machine, but not really water overuse. And just to be clear, I'm not saying waste is good, because as you'll see, we can reuse this water quite practically. Now that we've seen that it's important, what can we do with that? Well, I think there are two options, pretty easy. It's what I'm doing. I never let the water go down here. I always put here a container, and I collect the water for plants. The rinse water is clean. I just wait until it's not too hot, so you can collect it and use it to water your indoor plants. It's eco-friendly and it's a practical tip. What you can do also is use that water to preheat your cup. As I mentioned, the first coffee is not super hot, so a warm cup will help to keep the coffee at the right temperature. And then you can still use that water to water your plant if you have some. So, does this machine use too much water? Honestly, no. The rinse cycle is a useful feature that doesn't represent an excessive water use. Plus, by reusing this water, you can avoid waste. But I'm curious, do you have any other idea or tips of what to do with that water? Please let me know in the comments. As always, I hope you will have a good day. I'll see you soon. Ciao.